Good afternoon, Monmouth family.
Good afternoon.
This is E Squared with Emily Maxim and
Elena Wharton. We hope you enjoyed that song. That was our Big Time Rush song of the week, aka Big Time Rush by Big Time Rush.
From the album BTR.
Wow. I know we were just talking about it earlier, how Big Time Rush is like the name of the band, the name of the show, the name of the song.
And they literally have a movie. Isn't it called like Big Time Movie?
Big Time Movie.
Rush the movie or something.
And every single episode of the TV show was like Big Time blank.
Crush.
Like Big Time something.
Yeah, Big Time Audition, Big Time Crush. Like, it's every single episode.
I don't know how many TV shows do that, but I know that was definitely like an iCarly thing too. Like, I something, or I got kidnapped. Like the Nora episode. Like, it might have been something crazy like that.
Yeah. And I was always like thinking, like, how do they make it work like the whole time? Because then I feel like I would be like, okay, we already did enough of this. Like, I wouldn't be able to figure out anything else.
And do they come up with the concept of the episode first, or like the title, and they build it around the title?
They wing it.
Yeah, that's super fun. But hey, everyone,
Hi.
Welcome to E Squared on this Tuesday afternoon. We have a very exciting show for you today.
Yes.
We have a very special guest here. We have Olivia Melfi here, and also a guest musician with her, Max Wolf, who will be playing guitar for her acoustic performance later on. But first, we're going to chit-chat with you guys. Let's see, what has been going on? Oh, I know that something that we've been saving for a couple of shows that we haven't been talking about is that we've been very busy with basketball season.
Oh, yes.
We had 2 weekends in a row where we had 3 days straight of basketball games.
Yeah, and it's been really busy, like, because even if we have to, they'll say to, like, be there an hour before for pep band, and then, staying there and breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
They are a lot of fun. It's just, like, because Elena will see me, like, running in, like, for example, if it's a weekend game.
Yeah.
I work, like, literally right after. And so like I'm running from work and I have like less than an hour to get there, get dressed, get ready, and it's just a lot.
But like good for you, because I'm sure some people, if they were in the pep band, they'd be like, I'm not going to a game after work. I want to go home and rest.
I do, but it's just I love the game so much. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I love the games. I love basketball season a lot more than football season, to be honest. Just because it's less of a time commitment too. Like, you might think it's crazy that we're there for really 3 hours, because we're there an hour before the game, and then the game runs about 2 hours, and then sometimes we have to bring all of our stuff back to the student center, which that's never fun, because I have to carry like my keyboard, and it's not necessarily that heavy, but I have like a couple extra things that I keep in the case, so it just makes it a little bit harder to carry over there. But for football games, it's like you're there at the crack of dawn, because they did this thing called Hawk Walk, where they play when the football players are moving over to the stadium, and you're there until like the game starts around 1, and then those games they can drag on, so you're there till like 4, and it's like your whole Saturday's shot. Like, this time I didn't do the football season. I mean, not only for that reason, but also because I wanted to like make sure I kept my my options open for other things to do on campus and stuff. I didn't want to like burn myself out too much. But basketball season, definitely where it's at. I love it.
I never did football season. Well, since this is like technically my second semester here being a transfer student, but with football season, I knew it was like definitely a time commitment with Saturdays, and I work Saturdays till 1, and I don't know, I was just afraid of like not having the time, and like, my boss is already, like saying, oh, you gotta work and stuff, and like, say if I have like a day off, or like saying, oh, I can't be here in a couple weeks, I could see his face getting, a little bit upset, and it's just, I want to do band because like I miss band so much from like doing it in high school, and then like since I went to Brookdale for 2 years, I never, they don't have a marching band, pep band, and all that.
They should. They really should.
Yeah, it's just I think like, well, especially now, like my first year there was all online, so I wasn't sure how like the music department was there, since they were still, even like my second year was half and half person, half online. They were still like, clubs were still a little bit like not as busy, since, either people were working, especially as like community college students, since they usually like either work full time and then go to school full time as well. But I'm not sure how the music department is there, but yeah, I miss it.
I know that with Brookdale, I think it's because I know from my sister because she goes there. It's a little harder to have like musical ensembles because they don't have any currently, but you would need someone to say, hey, who wants to join this band or this choir, and you need enough people to kind of sustain it.
Yeah, and like running when I used to be president of the Psychology and Human Services Club, sometimes during the Zoom meetings or the like just club meetings, it would just be the club officers and just like one or two other members. So I think it's just because like they did say a lot of things. Even some of my friends there now said things still are weird after being online.
Yeah.
So I think it's just still getting back into it.
Yeah, and I think all it takes is like a very passionate person to kind of inspire people, but sometimes even then people aren't inspired. It's really hard to get people to want to be involved in things, like, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's definitely difficult because since it's a community college, nobody like dorms there. So they like a lot of people are commuting, and some of my friends are like from like 40 minutes away and stuff. So
wow.
I think it's just since they didn't have like you know, it's not Monmouth where people can live here and just like get out of bed and like go to a club. You have to drive there, figure out work and all that. So yeah,
it's a lot because you know, you have to like plan time out of your day to go and drive to this club meeting that might only be like an hour or maybe less. It's a lot. But then like circling back to the whole like commitment thing and being passionate, that's why it's great that the pep band has someone like you, because you have work and you have all these things like your internship. Like it just sounds so crazy, but you still make the time to do the things that you love, and that's pretty awesome.
Thank you. Oh, stop making me blush.
And I know because I like during the weekend games, I don't see you like down in the front row, but I'm like, Emily's gonna be here. She's gonna be here.
And then you see me just like panicking, like coming in. I'm like, oh no, because
what's the score?
Yeah, so because like I want to try to be there before the game starts because I don't want to miss anything. And then like the game's gonna start, I don't want to like walk in front of the court. But it is fun, and like even if it's a pain, like stressing to like get out of work and then drive, and then like just like touch up my face a little bit since it gets hot where I work. It's a lot of fun. I love band a lot.
Definitely. You want to play some music, Emily?
Sure.
What's on your mind?
This is a catchy one. This is called oh, sorry about that.
Hold on. I don't know if they can hear us with this emergency thing going off. Did it stop? Okay, go ahead. Okay,
we're sorry about that because if you ever listen to the radio or the show or like any show and you hear like that emergency alert like test button, that's what's been going off, but I think we're okay.
Don't be alarmed.
No pun intended. This is My Type by Saint Motel, and that was My Type by Saint Motel.
Welcome back to E Squared, everyone.
Welcome back.
If you're just joining us, hello, my name's Elena Wharton, and you are
Emily Maxim.
We're your hosts of this show, E Squared.
Welcome.
We're going to play one more song for you guys, and it is a song by a very super cool artist that we actually have here with us today. Her name is Olivia Melfi, and right after this, we're going to interview her, and then she's going to do an acoustic performance for us later on. It was so exciting. This is All This, All That by Olivia Melfi. And that was All This, All That by Olivia Melfi. All right, everyone, the time has come. We have Olivia here with us today to talk about her life as a songwriter and also her new single, Place Card. Hello, Olivia.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait, 1 second. Speak again. I'm sorry. Your mic wasn't on.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
Oh, my gosh. We are so happy to have you here today. Oh, my gosh. And this is crazy because back in my Blue Hawk Talk days, I had you on the show and I interviewed you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was my only other radio interview. I don't want to do it with anyone other than you.
Oh, my gosh. That's so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, that was for when All This, All That was being formed, and it was put on the 19th Blue Hawk Records compilation. Wow, feels like forever ago.
No, just things have changed so much.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about you. Tell us your major, what year you are. Give us a little background.
Yeah, so I'm Olivia. I'm a sophomore music industry major. I'm here in Jersey. And I just love Monmouth and I love Blue Hawk. And I just released my first independent single on my own, aside from Blue Hawk, called A Place Card, which I made with my great friend Max Wolf, who's here with me today.
Yes.
Hi.
Welcome.
How's it going?
Hi.
Oh my gosh, we all love Max. He's the best.
You guys are the best.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so why don't you describe your music for us? What type of music do you make? Genre, vibe?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a singer-songwriter at heart. I'd say I'm more of a songwriter than a singer because I only started singing when All This or That came out about a year ago. Yeah, I mean, publicly, I was really shy growing up. I didn't speak in school. And when I came into Monmouth, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it, just full send. You know, it can't hurt to, you know, just try and be out there. And I was lucky enough for Blue Hawk to, you know, appreciate my song and have it be on the album. So that's really when I started being public with my songwriting. That was, I think, the second time I ever sung in public, when I recorded All This All That. And that was the first time anybody's ever heard a song I written before. So it was really nerve-wracking, but it completely paid off because I'm here today. I just released a song. That's something I never thought I'd be able to do. So yeah, I love where I'm at right now. But my songwriting, I'd say I kind of get influences from different genres. Like I grew up listening to a lot of like pop punk, like Joe Bros, Demi Lovato, and then I have some like rock influences from my dad, like the Foo Fighters I loved growing up, and then my mom, I feel like she gave me a lot of like pop and almost like R&B type of music too, oddly enough. And then in my teenage years, I kind of just like branched out on my own. Like I listened to a lot of R&B, like Daniel Caesar, Ariana Grande, and then like recently I've been like really into like the indie rock music, which has a lot of like pop punk influences, like Olivia Rodrigo's like a good example of that. So I feel like my music is just a blend of all this music that I listen to and that inspired me. I can't really like pinpoint one artist, but something specifically that I really like honed into when writing Place Card is kind of the storytelling songwriting that you hear in a lot of popular music today, like Olivia Rodrigo's like a prime example of that. And prior to writing Place Card, I never really wrote a song before that was a complete storyline, and that was a goal of mine to do that, because my other songs I was kind of describing things, but you couldn't really visualize it. And I just got so lucky enough with Place Card where I was looking through my Snapchat memories, and I found a photo of this place card of this person, and I was like, that would be such a cool song idea, just Place Card. So I wrote the song literally in one sitting. Like, I think it I don't know if I sang it like full through with the lyrics, or maybe it took like 15 minutes, but nonetheless it was the fastest I ever written a song.
Wow.
And it just like totally was just like exactly what I wanted to do with songwriting. I wanted to tell a story, and this is the most specific and like detail oriented song I ever written. So I definitely like that type of lyricism, and I think going forward with my music, I've only released 3 songs so far, but I definitely want to hone in more on that, just lyric specific and detail oriented music, because I think it's resonates more with people when they can visualize it and they could relate to the story that I'm trying to get across.
When you you go ahead.
Oh no, I was just reacting.
Oh no, yeah, like just
very
listening
inspiring.
to us, yeah. And it's insane, like I have a question after this, but like it's just insane, like, you know, you said you were always quiet, and then, you know, you said going to Monmouth, how it really influenced your career as like a musician, songwriter. I just think it's so, like, as I'm going to say, like, I can't think of other words, but just awesome, like, how the music industry department here, it just, like, brings out, like, the beauty in people, especially as a songwriter and musician.
They're just, everyone here has been so supportive, and I feel like if I was anywhere else and I didn't have that same support, I probably wouldn't have pursued what I'm pursuing and done what I did. Just from, like, day one at Monmouth, like, the second I, like, sent in my audition for the 19th album, just the support has just been, you know, amazing, and obviously support of my family and friends, but it's just such a welcoming environment, and they just appreciate music no matter what level of musicianship you're at. Like I never took voice lessons before. I've only ever sang in my room, and, you know, my music resonated with them, and they gave me a shot, and it really just, you know, just kind of went full circle from where I started from. So yeah, Monmouth has just been so supportive, and I'm so appreciative of that.
And that's awesome. When you release a song as a songwriter musician, like, what's your initial reaction like? Because I know you said you released 3 songs. as a songwriter, I feel like if I was a songwriter, I feel like, oh my God, like how am I gonna do this? Like, how does
Yeah.
it feel for you?
Yeah, well, it's just so fulfilling at the end when it comes out, especially with All This, All That being my first song and the first time a lot of my friends and families and just people in general ever heard me sing. It was just really satisfying at the end because I feel like I finally made it, like I finally did what I always wanted to do. I wanted to release a song, and just like, especially after doing All This, All That, I just fell in love with like recording and putting production to my songs, because prior to that I was just, playing on my piano or playing my guitar, and I never really heard any of my songs in a manner besides from how I wrote it on whatever instrument I wrote it on. So after that I was like, this is so cool recording, like my song just literally just exploded into this like beautiful atmosphere, and I never would have pictured it like that. So it's really fulfilling, and then just to have support from obviously your friends and family, but then for people to reach out to you that you don't really speak to or you don't even know, and them complimenting it, it's just so genuine, and it's so rewarding because, like, oh, maybe, I'm doing something good.
No, yeah, and definitely, like, as I've mentioned, like, another show when we had on the band Jade, I was always, like, saying, like, Elena's been a part of Blue Hawk Records, and she says, like, oh, we're going to have a musical guest, and I never got to put, like, a name to a face whenever I hear these artists come in, songwriters, and then now finally, because, like, I remember seeing, I think on Elena's and a couple other friends from Monmouth's, like, Instagram saying, like, oh, a song came out, and I was just, like, clicking on it, like, oh my gosh, this person sounds, like, beautiful, and it's like, so great to, like, actually, like I said, match a name with a face, and it's just, like, it's amazing. You're welcome.
You mentioned the production process. So what was it like producing this song? Like bringing it from the bare bones into what it became? And Max, if you want to speak on this too, you can.
Well, I initially wrote this song on the guitar, and it was really slow and just simple strumming. It was like I made it on GarageBand initially, and I just recorded myself playing guitar, and I had to loop the same chords because I couldn't like fully execute it. So I like initially wanted to, just make it an acoustic ballad. And then when I decided to work on it over the summer at Max, I was like, you know what, I really want to like angst it up and, rock it up. So if you want to speak on what that was like.
So it's really fun actually. Like Olivia said, she kind of just came to me with like a really nice, you should give yourself more credit, like a really nice, voice memo on your phone of you playing the song on guitar and singing it. So then you came in and we had to like take that to the level that you wanted it. So like, I forget exactly what you said, but for example, you'll say like, okay, I have this, I want to make it into, I want it to sound like Olivia Rodrigo, brutal or whatever.
Yeah, I think that was it.
yeah, that was definitely one of them, I think, for that rockin' part at the end. And then we kind of just sit around and record different parts, and see what you like and see what you don't, and we're both throwing out ideas. So Olivia's just as like responsible for the production as I am, and like it's just fun. Yeah, it's cool that it starts off as like this really stripped down thing, and then turns in like a couple hours sometimes into this like crazy like big production with all these interesting elements that I don't know, that we just didn't imagine ever like being like a part of the song.
Yeah, because I came in with like such like delicate and like quiet vocals, like just like whispering in my room, and then fast forward, I'm screaming in the booth. I'm literally it's in the in like towards the outro, it's literally just like layers and layers of me screaming. And
that's a lot of fun.
I was gonna ask about that. I'm like, is that you screaming?
Yeah, it's me screaming.
Literally,
I love that.
Yeah, she's just in I have a little makeshift little vocal booth thing, and she just went in there and was like screamed at the top of her lungs into the microphone. It was great. And we did like a bunch of layers and panned them different ways and made it sound like a crowd of Olivia's being like
angry, riot.
That's so cool. Emily, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up because like I wrote down a bunch, and okay. So I know you mentioned like this song you wrote in a matter of minutes in a way, and then added on to it. But like, what do you feel is like the most difficult part? And like Max, you can add on to this, like with production or anything. Like, what do you feel is like the most difficult part with either producing a song or songwriting? What do you feel about that?
With songwriting specifically, before we go into production, but songwriting is that like you can't turn on this faucet like whenever you want. Like there are times where it's so inconvenient, and I'll just be like, oh, I have like a perfect song idea, and like I'm at school and I can't go on the piano and like write that, and that when this faucet like does turn on, you'll just be on a roll and you have so many ideas and you're like, okay, first verse, chorus. And this is for me specifically, I don't know if you could relate to this, but so I'm like, I finished the first verse and the chorus, I'm like, okay, second verse, I'm like, I have nothing. Like I like
do relate.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Like I put everything out into the first verse and I'm like, this is so good. And then the second verse I'm like, like I don't I'm out of ideas. So that's definitely difficult with songwriting, aside from, like I said, like it coming at inconvenient times, and then when you do want to sit down and write, you have absolutely nothing in your head. And then with production, I think it's you make a song and you become so attached to it, and you only see it in this one way, and you want to expand on it with recording and adding production to it, and it's just hard to pinpoint what exact sound you like. And even with past songs that we did in this one, it's, I heard it one way. Like I remember the intro, I wanted to do the guitar strumming, and we originally had that, and then Max had done a piano ballad like that's in the intro of the song, and I only heard it in the way where I wrote it on guitar, and then I've grown to love the piano part. So I feel like it's with production, it's you're so attached to a song, and like you don't want to like give it up so soon, and you're so specific on what you want on it because you want to be proud of the end product. So I feel like that, just trying to be perfect with it, and like perfectionism could get in the way with production.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard when you start out to see where it could go from there, but then when it does grow, that's a pretty awesome thing. I have one last question. So this is your first independent release, as you mentioned, and you've released stuff with Blue Hawk Records before. So how does this releasing a song independently, how does this process differ from doing something with Blue Hawk Records?
Blue Hawk, it's definitely more stressful in a good way sometimes, but there's a time constraint with Blue Hawk because we start auditions or like the second or third week, something like that, of the semester, and then you have to do everything in between in only like 2 months. So there's a lot of pressure in that way, but sometimes it could be good because you're sitting on it less, and so there's less kind of room for you to be like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, unless we were talking about Proud of You, because that was I was picky with that. But no, generally it's, it could be more stressful, but it gives you more creative room, like doing it on my own. And because we recorded, I wrote the song in December of 2021. I didn't record it until summer of 2022, and then I didn't release it until February of 2023. So there's a lot of time in between to kind of have creative control. And with Blue Hawk, my 2 Blue Hawk songs, Max produced it, so it doesn't really differ much with the production process because I was with Max for Place Card too, so that doesn't differ much. But we definitely had more time and kind of more freedom to, just get it right and do what we have to do for the song, and I couldn't be more happy with how it turns out.
Oh, that's so great. Now, before we get into your performance, why don't you plug your socials real quick?
Yes, my Instagram is Olivia Melfi. My TikTok is Livie1512, Livie. Yes, that's my TikTok. And I think that's all my social media. And then Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you can find me, it's just Olivia Melfi, Melfi.
Amazing. All right, so as we transition into this next section, why don't we play some music? Emily, do you have any ideas?
Sure. I was pulling up my phone so I can follow your social media.
I love that. Everyone out there, also go follow Olivia Melfi everywhere.
I mean, I don't have a TikTok, but I'll definitely get you on Instagram. Here, I have a song. We're going to play Stargazing by The Neighborhood. And that was Stargazing by The Neighborhood.
Welcome back to E Squared, everyone. We are so excited because we just had a wonderful conversation with Olivia Melfi and Max Wolf, and now they're here and they're going to do a little acoustic performance. This is Olivia Melfi's new single, Place Card. Woo!
I printed out your place card, but you never even showed. I'm gonna act like I won't cry all the way on the drive back home. I know you say how you're so proud and ask how did it go. Guess I finally understand what it's like to be alone. Guess I depended on you way too much, and all I ever wanted was your love, your approval, infatuation. Always seek your validation. I guess I just trusted you way too much. All I do is catch up to your love, but all you ever seem to do is run. Took a picture of your place card, 'cause your name looks so pretty. Yeah. I even set up all the tables so you had the best seat. Baby, all my missed calls, I should've known that you just choose to stay home. Guess it's hard to see the flaws in the things that you want the most. I really thought that you would be the one, but all you ever gonna do is run. Baby, you're gonna run. Yeah, you're gonna run. It's not the fact that you're gone, it's just the fact that I thought you cared all along. Not the fact that you're gone, it's just the fact that I thought you cared all along. I was so close to asking you to walk me down the aisle, just right before I saw you do that same fake stupid smile. Catch up to your love, but all you ever gonna do is run.
Yes! Oh my gosh, I love that so much. That was wonderful.
Gosh.
That was Olivia Melfi's new single, Place Card. Be sure to stream it everywhere. It's available on all streaming platforms, yes?
Yeah, CD baby.
That's right. All right. Just search for Olivia Melfi wherever you listen to your music and listen to all of her songs, but especially her newest single, Place Card. Plug your socials one more time for the people out there.
Olivia Melfi, MELFI on Instagram and Apple Music, Spotify, all the streaming services, and then Livie1512, LIVIE 1512 on TikTok.
Amazing. All right, we're going to break for a little more music before we say goodbye here. Let's see. I would like to play a song. There is a music video that I saw recently for the song I Hear a Symphony by Cody Fry. It is so, so gorgeous. I love the orchestral vibes. It is so, so beautiful. So we're going to play that for you right now. This is I Hear a Symphony by Cody Fry. And that was I Hear a Symphony by Cody Fry. Beautiful song. I've known it for a while, but they just did a music video recently, and it's just as beautiful as the song. So check it out if you liked that song. A little promo for Cody Fry. We have one more song for you guys. What is it, Emily?
Yes. Since I like that. I heard of that song before, but then it just reminded me of another song of like how it's just peaceful and melodic it sounds. So we're gonna play Guitar Romantic Search Adventure by Wallows. And that was Guitar Romantic Search Adventure by Wallows.
All right, everyone, we've reached the end of our show.
No.
But we want to give a huge thank you again to Olivia Melfi and Max Wolf for being here. Everyone go stream Olivia's new song, Place Card, wherever you listen to your music. And follow us on Instagram at @E_WMCX. If you look at the link tree in our bio, we have a bunch of fun things for you to look at.
Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Our Google Forms, if you want to be like Max and Olivia, if you want to perform, fill that out.
Yeah.
And then also, too, if you just want to be a guest and talk with us, talk about anything, life, school, you name it, check out our Google form, and we'd be so excited to have you on the show.
Absolutely. And also, you can always go to our YouTube. We'll have a recording of the show, and check out our Spotify playlist. We put all the songs that we've played on this show on that playlist, so check that out as well. And again, our Instagram is at @E_WMCX. Check out our post-show live stream that we do, because we do it every single week. And yeah, that's all we have for today.
Yes. And we're so excited to see you next week.
Yes.
As always, we always say the show goes by so fast. Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely.
But we'll be here next week again at 3 p.m. Have a good night. Drive safe. Get some sleep. Do your homework. Self-care. We'll see you soon.